Commander Allison Wright stood at the large window of Orbital Station Delta. Her face showed no emotion, but her hands were tight fists at her sides. Below her, through Earth's cloudy atmosphere, she could see the burning remains of San Francisco. The once beautiful city was now just smoke and ruins. 2.3 million dead, said Lieutenant Daniel Powell as he joined her. His voice was rough with anger. And they say it was just another warning. Allison didn't turn. The sixth warning in 3 years. The Vorlani, the strongest aliens in the Galactic Concord, had been behind all the attacks. First, they stopped trade with Earth. Then they wouldn't let human ships travel. After that, they attacked military bases. Now they had destroyed a whole city full of normal people who couldn't fight back. "The President is calling a meeting," Daniel said. "Admiral Pearson wants you there." Allison finally looked at him. "It's time we stopped taking these warnings, don't you think?" The war room was filled with important people, some there in person and some appearing as holograms. Admiral Gregory Pearson, the top military leader for all of Earth's forces, stood at the center table. His gray hair was cut short, and the lines on his face seemed deeper today. "The Vorlani ambassador says the attack was needed to show us what happens when humans keep exploring space," he told them. "They don't see it as a war crime." President Eleanor Martinez appeared on the main screen. Her dark eyes were hard with anger. "We've tried talking. We've sent diplomats. We've followed their rules," she said. "And they killed millions of our people anyway." General Frank Nichols, who led the defense forces on Mars Colony, spoke up. "The Concord has always seen humans as dangerous animals. They call Earth a death world because it's harder to live here than on their planets. They think that makes us less civilized." "They're afraid of us," said Vice Admiral Kathy Winters. "Humans adapt faster than they do. We learn quickly. We survive things that would kill them. That's why they want to keep us locked in our solar system." Allison studied the holographic map showing the damage to San Francisco. "So they attack us because they're scared of what we might become." "Yes," Admiral Pearson said. "And they'll keep attacking until they're sure we can't threaten them." A heavy silence filled the room as everyone understood what this meant. "What are our options?" President Martinez asked finally. Dr. Laura Simmons, head of Advanced Weapons Research, stepped forward. She was a small woman with short brown hair and intense eyes. "Madam President, for the past 5 years, my team has been working on Project Thunderbolt," she said. "It's ready now." She activated a display showing the vast network of quantum communication relays that connected all Concord worlds. The Concord species rely on these networks for everything: their military, their economy, their daily lives, she explained. "We've found a way to turn their own technology against them." Admiral Pearson looked at the faces around him. "This isn't just another military operation. If we do this, we're declaring total war on the Galactic Concord." President Martinez's expression was grim but determined. "They destroyed one of our cities. They killed our people. They call it a warning." She paused. "I think they need to learn that humans don't just take warnings forever. We fight back. The Vorlani think that because they evolved on a peaceful world, they're more civilized than us," General Nichols said. "Maybe it's time to show them what Deathworlders can really do when pushed too far." Admiral Pearson nodded slowly. "Very well. As of this moment, Operation Deathworld's Fury is authorized." He looked at each person in turn. "May God help us all." Allison felt a strange mix of dread and determination. The time for warnings was over. Now, it was war. Deep under the Rocky Mountains was a secret base. Only the highest military leaders knew about it. Inside this hidden place, Dr. Laura Simmons worked with her team on humanity's most important weapon. Project Thunderbolt was made for a situation just like this, she told the military commanders gathered in the underground meeting room. "It attacks the one thing all Concord species depend on, their quantum communication network." On the large screen behind her, a web of glowing lines showed how all alien worlds were connected. "Their whole civilization needs these networks. Dr. Simmons explained. Their ships, their defenses, their money systems, everything. Captain Eric Daniels leaned forward in his chair. He had a scar across his left cheek from the Battle of Jupiter 3 years ago. You're saying we can shut it all down? He asked. Dr. Simmons smiled slightly. Not shut it down. That would be too simple. We're going to make it work wrong. She showed them the small device her team had created. It looked simple, just a black box with some lights, but inside was the most advanced code ever written by humans. This virus doesn't destroy their systems, she said. It changes them. Their weapons will target the wrong ships. Their shields will fail. Their money will disappear. Admiral Pearson stood up and walked to the screen. How do we deliver this virus? We've built 12 special ships with new stealth technology, Dr. Simmons said. They can move through Concorde space without being seen. Each ship will take the virus to a major communication hub. When all 12 are in position, they'll upload the virus at the same moment. And then, President Martinez asked over the video link. And then chaos, Dr. Simmons replied. While they're confused, our main fleet attacks their key military positions. General Nichols looked troubled. This is different from our usual ways of fighting. This is hitting their civilian systems too. They hit our civilians first, Captain Daniels reminded him. San Francisco wasn't a military target. The room grew quiet as everyone thought about what they were about to do. How soon can we start? Admiral Pearson finally asked. The ships are ready now, Dr. Simmons said. We just need your order. In a special hangar built inside an asteroid near Jupiter, 12 black ships sat ready. They didn't look like normal spaceships. Their hulls were covered with a special material that absorbed light and other signals. They had no windows, only sensors that showed the crew what was outside. Lieutenant Commander Sofia Rivera walked through the hangar, checking each ship one last time. As leader of the first stealth team, she would pilot the ship called Phantom to the biggest communication hub in Concorde space. Are we really going to do this? Asked Ensign Jason Grant, her navigation officer. He was young, only 24, and had never been in a real battle. They gave us no choice, Sofia said. You saw what they did to San Francisco. Jason nodded slowly. My cousin lived there. She was a teacher. I'm sorry, Sofia said quietly. The hangar speakers came on. All stealth team leaders report to mission control. Repeat, all stealth team leaders to mission control. Sofia took one last look at the Phantom. It's time. In mission control, Admiral Pearson waited with Dr. Simmons. The 12 team leaders stood at attention. You all know your targets, the Admiral said. You know what's at stake. This mission will change the course of human history. If we succeed, we secure humanity's future among the stars. If we fail, he didn't need to finish. Everyone knew that if this plan failed, Earth would likely be destroyed next. You leave in 6 hours, he told them. Good hunting and come home safe. As the team leaders saluted and left to prepare their crews, Dr. Simmons turned to the Admiral. Do you think they're ready for this? She asked. Admiral Pearson watched Sofia Rivera walking away, her back straight and determined. They have to be, he said. We all do. The stealth ship Phantom moved quietly through space. Its special hull swallowed light and sensor signals, making it invisible to Concorde detection systems. Inside the ship, Lieutenant Commander Sofia Rivera checked the mission clock on her control panel. 47 hours until we all upload the virus, she said quietly, even though no one in space could hear them. Status report. We're getting close to the Arcturus relay station. Ensign Jason Grant answered from his navigation console. No signs they know we're here. Sofia nodded. The Phantom was one of 12 stealth ships sent to different parts of Concorde space. Each ship had to reach an important communication hub and prepare to upload Dr. Simmons' virus at exactly the same time. Show me the relay station, she ordered. The main screen lit up with an image of a massive structure floating in space. It looked like a giant metal flower with many petals, each one a powerful antenna sending signals across the galaxy. Around it flew small Vorlani patrol ships. "Their security is light," said Lieutenant Paul Chen, the tactical officer. "They don't expect anyone to attack this deep in their territory." "That's good for us," Sophia replied. "Find us a quiet approach vector." On the other side of Concord space, another stealth ship named Wraith approached an even bigger target. Lieutenant Kevin Harper carefully guided the ship through a field of scanning satellites around the Vorlani homeworld. Those satellites could detect a ship the size of a small car, he said to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Olivia Morris. "Good thing we're not really here." "The benefits of being underestimated," Olivia replied as she prepared the infiltration package, the special computer code that would deliver the virus to the Vorlani main command hub. Their target was the largest and most important communication center in all of Concord space. From here, the Vorlani controlled their military and kept watch over all the species they considered less civilized, especially humans. "Look at that," Kevin said, pointing to the massive orbital city that housed the command hub. "They built all this to control other species. They think their technology makes them better than everyone else. Soon that same technology will be their biggest weakness," Olivia said. Back on Earth, in the underground base, Dr. Laura Simmons monitored the progress of all 12 stealth teams. She hadn't slept in 36 hours, but her eyes were still sharp and focused. "Team 7 has reached position," reported a young technician. Dr. Simmons marked it on her display. "That's 9 teams in position. 3 more to go." Admiral Pearson entered the control room. He carried 2 cups of coffee and handed one to Dr. Simmons. "How's it going?" he asked. "Better than expected," she answered. "No teams detected yet. The Phantom is approaching Arcturus now, and the Wraith has reached Vorlani Prime." The Admiral's eyebrows went up. "They got all the way to the Vorlani homeworld without being spotted." "Our stealth technology works," Dr. Simmons said with a small smile of pride. "The Vorlani never imagined we could build something like this. They think we're just strong but stupid animals from a harsh world." "Their mistake," the Admiral said. He looked at the large map showing all 12 mission targets. "This isn't just about revenge, you know. This is about survival." Dr. Simmons nodded. "I know. When this is done, the Concorde will never again have the technology advantage they've used to threaten us." "If this works," Admiral Pearson said quietly. "It will work," she replied. "I stake my life on it." On the Phantom, Sophia guided her ship into position near the giant relay station. They were hiding behind a small moon, close enough to send the virus but far enough to avoid visual detection. "Final position reached," Jason reported. "Ready to upload when ordered." Sophia sent a short, encrypted message back to Earth. "Phantom in position." One by one, similar messages came in from the other stealth ships. The Shadow, the Ghost, the Spectre, the Wraith, all reported they were in position and ready. When the last ship, the Whisper, finally reached its target, Dr. Simmons turned to Admiral Pearson. "All teams are in position," she said. "We're ready." The Admiral took a deep breath. "Then let's end this. Send the execute code." Dr. Simmons pressed her hand to the security scanner, then typed a series of commands. A simple message went out to all 12 ships. "Operation Deathworld's Fury is a go. Execute upload on my mark in 10, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1. Execute." On 12 stealth ships across Concord space, human operators pressed buttons at the exact same moment. The virus created by Dr. Simmons began to flow into the alien communication network. On the Phantom, Sophia Rivera watched her screen as progress bars filled up. "Upload complete," reported Ensign Jason Grant. "No alarm signals detected." "Now we wait," Sophia said. "Phase 1 complete." At first, nothing seemed to happen. The huge relay station outside their ship continued to operate normally. The patrol ships kept moving in their usual patterns. This was part of the plan. The virus was designed to spread silently through the network before activating. Back on Earth, Dr. Simmons watched as data flowed in from all 12 teams. All uploads successful, she announced. Virus is spreading through their network. Admiral Pearson nodded. Begin Phase 2. He turned to the communication officer. Signal the fleet. It's time. Hidden in the shadow of Neptune, Earth's main battle fleet had been waiting for this moment. 50 warships, the biggest fleet humans had ever built, powered up their engines. Their mission: attack the now vulnerable Vorlani defense fleet guarding their colony worlds. Admiral Pearson stood on the bridge of the massive human dreadnought Defiance. The ship jumped through hyperspace, traveling faster than light. When it returned to normal space, the Defiance and 10 other human warships appeared directly in front of the Vorlani 7th Fleet. The Vorlani ships were impressive, large, elegant vessels with advanced technology. But they weren't ready for what was about to happen. Admiral Pearson ordered his communications officer to open a channel to the Vorlani commander. "This is Admiral Gregory Pearson of Earth," he said, his voice steady and strong. "You have attacked our world, killed our people, and called it a warning. We no longer accept your authority or your so-called concord. This isn't a warning. This is war." Before the Vorlani could respond, their ships started to experience problems. Weapon systems went offline. Shield generators failed. Communications became random noise. "They can't talk to each other," reported the Defiance's tactical officer. "Their ships are blind and confused." "All ships, open fire," Pearson commanded. The human fleet launched missiles and fired energy weapons. The Vorlani ships, with their shields down and weapons offline, couldn't defend themselves. Some tried to escape, but their navigation systems were corrupted by the virus, sending them in wrong directions. Across Concord space, similar scenes played out. Human attack groups that had been hiding near important targets suddenly appeared and struck while Concord defenses were failing. On the Phantom, Sophia received new orders: move to attack position and target the station's power core. The stealth ship came out from behind the moon and fired its weapons at the giant relay station. Other human ships appeared from hyperspace, joining the attack. The station, unable to raise its shields or call for help, started to break apart. In Earth's control center, Dr. Simmons tracked the progress of the virus. "It's working better than we expected," she told Admiral Pearson's second-in-command. "Their whole network is corrupted." On the main screen, they could see the effects spreading across Concord space like a wave. Defense systems targeted friendly ships. Banking computers transferred money to nowhere. Power plants shut down or overloaded. "What about our ships?" asked the officer. "Our systems are completely different," Dr. Simmons explained. "We built them to be incompatible with Concord technology. That's why they can't affect us, and also why they never took us seriously. They thought our technology was primitive." In the Vorlani home system, Lieutenant Kevin Harper on the Wraith watched as the massive command hub's lights flickered and went dark. "Main target is disabled," he reported to Earth, moving to secondary targets. The Wraith fired special missiles at smaller communication satellites. The Vorlani homeworld, center of their empire, was now cut off from its colonies and fleets. "This is for San Francisco," Lieutenant Olivia Morris said quietly as she launched the last missile. All across Concord space, the message was clear. The Deathworlders had finally had enough. No more warnings, only war. The Galactic Concord Council met in their massive space station at the center of the galaxy. Usually, these meetings were calm and organized, with the Vorlani leaders guiding everyone else. Today was different. Panic filled the Grand Council chamber as reports of attacks came in from all directions. "How is this happening?" shouted High Counselor Zex Troll of the Vorlani. His blue skin had turned pale with stress. "The humans shouldn't have technology that can do this." Standing quietly in the corner was Ambassador Julia Bennett, Earth's representative. For years, the Council had ignored her, treating her like she wasn't important. Now, all eyes turned to her. "We warned you. she said simply. For decades, we warned you. Humans come from a world that tried to kill us every day of our evolution. We survived ice ages, asteroid impacts, and our own nuclear wars. Did you really think your warnings would break us? This is an act of war, Zex Troll shouted. No, Ambassador Bennett replied calmly. San Francisco was an act of war. This is our response. Before anyone could answer, the lights in the council chamber flickered. The giant screens showing maps of Concord space went dark, then came back on with error messages. Even here, at the heart of the Concord, the virus was spreading. Back on Earth, President Eleanor Martinez addressed her people. Billions watched on screens around the solar system. Today marks a new chapter in human history, she said. We did not choose this conflict. For years, we tried to be peaceful members of the galactic community. But the Concord, led by the Vorlani, decided that humans should be contained and controlled. Images showed the smoking ruins of San Francisco. They called this a warning. The president continued. They believed they could scare us into submission. They were wrong. Today, we showed them what happens when you push humans too far. The screen changed to show live feeds from the battles in space. Human ships were winning against confused alien fleets whose weapons and shields weren't working. The species of the Concord thought they could contain us or eliminate us if necessary. Today, they learned otherwise. Around the solar system, secret facilities revealed themselves. In the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, hidden factories launched thousands of combat drones. From shipyards on Mars and Jupiter's moons, newly completed warships joined the fight. On the colony world of New Terra, Governor Ben Patterson watched the news with mixed feelings. His planet had suffered Vorlani attacks 2 years ago. Are we really winning? He asked his military advisor. Yes, sir, the officer replied. Earth had been preparing for this day for years, much more than the Concord suspected. While they thought they were containing us, we were building our strength. In the Concord's capital city, the alien leaders tried to understand what was happening. How did primitive humans do this to us? Asked a Vorlani minister. The galactic security chief, an older Vorlani with experience fighting many species, looked grim. We made a terrible mistake, he said. We judged humans by their technology, which seemed simple compared to ours. But we forgot the most important lesson about Deathworld species. Which is? Asked the minister. Never corner something that evolved to survive at all costs, the security chief replied. We gave them warnings. We should have given them respect. On her ship near what was left of the Arcturus relay station, Commander Sophia Rivera received new orders from Earth Command. All stealth ships begin Phase 3. Admiral Pearson's voice said over the secure channel. Move to your secondary targets. Don't stop until every major Concord military installation in your sector is disabled. Sophia turned to her crew. You heard the Admiral. Let's remind the Vorlani why they should have left Earth alone. Her tactical officer smiled. They called our planet a death world like it was an insult. Maybe now they'll understand it was actually our strength. The Phantom's engines glowed blue as it moved toward its next target. Across Concord space, 11 other stealth ships did the same. The message was clear. The age of Vorlani dominance was over. The Deathworlders had arrived. 3 months after the first attack, the war had changed completely. The Concord races, who had always relied on their advanced technology and well-organized fleets, now found themselves broken into small groups and running from human ships. Major Natalie Rivera led her team of 20 Marines through the empty halls of the captured Vorlani battle station Dominance. The station had been one of the most powerful weapons in the Vorlani fleet. Now it belonged to humans. Central control room secured, she reported into her helmet communicator. Beginning data download. Her soldiers moved with practiced skill, securing the room and connecting special devices to the alien computers. These devices would copy all information about Vorlani fleets, bases, and technology. How long will the download take? She asked her tech specialist. "About 30 minutes, Major," he answered. "There's a lot of valuable information here." Each piece of information they gathered helped humans understand their enemies better. In 3 months, humanity had learned more about alien technology than in 20 years of peaceful contact. On the other side of Concord Space, Commander Ryan Mitchell met with representatives of the Pellerin cluster. The Pellerins were a group of 6 alien species who had never liked Vorlani control. Now they were considering joining humans against their old masters. "Your attack on the Vorlani is impressive," said the Pellerin ambassador, a tall, thin being with shimmering skin. "But you must understand our position. The Vorlani have ruled the Concord for thousands of years." Commander Mitchell nodded. "We don't need you to fight with us. We only ask that you stop helping the Vorlani. Don't let them use your space or resources." "Neutrality," the ambassador said thoughtfully. "That could benefit both of us." Similar meetings were happening with other alien groups who had always been treated as lesser members of the Concord. Many of them had suffered under Vorlani control and were happy to see the mighty empire falling. Admiral Pearson stood on the bridge of his flagship Defiance, looking at the tactical display. Intelligence reports showed that the Vorlani were gathering their remaining ships for a big counterattack. "They're planning to hit Earth directly," said his intelligence officer. "They want to destroy our homeworld to end the war." The admiral smiled slightly. "Just as we expected. Send the signal to activate Operation Guillotine." For weeks, human intelligence had been feeding false information to the Vorlani, making them think Earth's defenses were weak. In reality, Earth was now the most heavily protected planet in the galaxy. But the Vorlani wouldn't even get close enough to see those defenses. In the Proxima Centauri system, the Vorlani gathered their fleet. Over 200 warships prepared to jump to the Sol system for a surprise attack on Earth. "The humans will not expect us," said Supreme Commander Caxvor to his captains. "Their homeworld will burn as San Francisco did, but this time the entire planet." The Vorlani fleet activated their jump drives, entering hyperspace for the short trip to Earth. But unknown to them, human hackers had changed the jump coordinates in their navigation computers. When the Vorlani fleet exited hyperspace, they found themselves not near Earth, but inside the outer corona of Proxima Centauri's sun. Over 200 ships and 50,000 Vorlani soldiers were destroyed in seconds as the star's heat melted their hulls. From the Defiance, safely watching from a distance, Admiral Pearson received confirmation of the trap's success. "Operation Guillotine complete," reported his tactical officer. "Vorlani main fleet destroyed." The admiral closed his eyes briefly. He took no joy in so many deaths, but remembered the millions killed in San Francisco. "Send word to all fleets," he ordered. "Begin the final push to the Vorlani homeworld. It's time to end this war." Across human-controlled space, ships and soldiers prepared for the final battle. The hunted had become the hunters, and the predators who had threatened Earth were about to face the full fury of the Deathworlders they had underestimated for so long. 1 year after the destruction of San Francisco, the war was over. The Vorlani Dominion had fallen, its leaders either captured or hiding. The Galactic Concord no longer existed, replaced by a new organization called the Stellar Cooperative. In the rebuilt city of San Francisco, delegates from 37 former Concord species gathered to sign the new agreement. The Grand Meeting Hall overlooked the bay, where a memorial to the 2.3 million humans who died in the attack now stood. Dr. Laura Simmons, now the head of Earth's Interstellar Relations Bureau, watched as President Martinez prepared to address the gathering. "Nervous?" asked Admiral Pearson, who stood beside her in his formal uniform with new Fleet Admiral insignia. "A little," Dr. Simmons admitted. "It's one thing to win a war. Building peace is harder." President Martinez stepped to the podium. Alien representatives of many shapes, sizes, and colors turned to listen. "1 year ago, our world faced its darkest hour," she began. "Many called Earth a death world. They meant it as a reason to fear and contain us." She paused, looking across the room at the different alien faces. They were right to fear what humans could do when pushed too far. But they were wrong to believe we wanted conflict. Earth's harsh conditions didn't make us conquerors, they made us survivors. Many of the aliens nodded in understanding. Some had come from difficult worlds themselves. Today, we established the Stellar Cooperative on 3 simple principles, the President continued. First, mutual respect for all intelligent species. Second, open sharing of technology for the benefit of all. And third, absolute prohibition against attacks on civilian populations. Her eyes moved to the memorial visible through the windows. What happened to San Francisco must never happen again, to any world of any species. When she finished speaking, the delegates stood and applauded. Even the Vorlani representative, from their new provisional government, joined in. Commander Allison Wright stood on the observation deck of Orbital Station Delta, looking down at Earth. This was the same spot where, 1 year ago, she had watched San Francisco burn. Now she saw the lights of the rebuilt city shining in the night. "Quite a view," said Admiral Pearson, joining her. "Yes, sir," she replied. Hard to believe how much has changed in a year. Below them, Earth looked peaceful, but both officers knew that humanity now controlled the largest fleet in the galaxy. Never again would humans be seen as easy targets. Was it worth it? Allison asked quietly. The war, I mean. Admiral Pearson looked out at the stars. They didn't give us a choice. But what we build now, that's our choice entirely. Across the solar system and beyond, on newly established human colonies and trading posts, people were looking toward the future. Earth ships now traveled freely through space. Human technology, once thought primitive, was now recognized for its innovative approach. In schools on both human and alien worlds, children learned about the Deathworlder War that changed the galaxy forever. They learned how a species pushed too far had risen up and overthrown an empire thousands of years old. But they also learned about what came after, how the Deathworlders, once victorious, chose to build a better galaxy instead of ruling through fear as the Vorlani had done. On the final page of the new treaty, beneath the signatures of all member species, were words that would be remembered for generations. From the harshest worlds come the strongest foundations for peace. As night fell on San Francisco, the memorial lights glowed brighter, illuminating the way forward for a galaxy forever changed by the species that had finally had enough, the Deathworlders of Earth. ##, the end.